What's up, everyone? Today we're going to be making more buildings and stuff for the city stuff we've been working on lately. More specifically, a ice cream like parlor shop type thing. I have a few references up here. Let me just ping people that I'm live and then we'll get started. Alright, we can get started now. So I'm just gonna find like a decent reference to work with. I don't know if I want to do a ice cream shop. I'm looking at a cool list of some stuff to do here. Or maybe a bookstore. I don't know, let me know what you guys want to see made. Maybe a video game store or just a basic cafe. Gotta choose first and then I'll make it. What's up, guys? I think we should do like a fast food type thing. Chicken restaurant, that's funny. Yeah, I think that's what we're gonna go with. Let me just close that. We're gonna look up maybe another reference. Chicken restaurant. Let's just look and see if we can find any cool like references for modeling. We could do something like in the similar in shape and size and then put like a big chicken wing here or something like real cartoony and funny. I think that's the plan. So let's just go ahead and get started. Gonna start out with the cube for anybody who's gonna try to follow along. I'll try to let you guys know the steps the best I can. For everything that you model, you should always try to get the basic geometry down and then you start adding details, and that goes for everything really. See here we have the base of the restaurant. Let's check it out. So they have this base right here, and then they have some things that stick out a little bit, the support beams, 3, and then they got this little roof thing on the side. So let's get these two separations, so it'll separate here and it'll separate there. Let's get that made real quick, just like so. E to extrude. You see we have a similar design. We've got the bottom part and then it separates, and then we got the top part. See, bottom part separates, top part. And then we're just going to add this little roof thing real quick. We're gonna go to loop cut, go to tools, go to loop cut and slide, and we're just gonna loop cut it like that and click. Select this face, E to extrude, and then one more time, E to extrude. Now we want this to come to a point right here, so we're just gonna hit X and edge collapse. Actually, we're gonna hit, here, let me fix this. E to extrude, and then we're gonna select these sides and S to scale them in. You can choose your axis, I think is, yeah, so X and then Y, and we can scale it in, just like that. I'm going to scale that in a little bit more, like so. Alright, let's check out our reference again. So you can see we have the square base, and then we have the little roof part, just like this. Now we should probably extend ours out a little bit, just like that. Looking pretty good. Let's see, what are we going to take a stab at next? We've got some windows and a door right here. But first we have all of these support beams. It looks like there's 3 going around every side. So let's just take a stab at that real quick. The support beams. So let's go back into object mode and we'll make these beams as separate objects so it's easier for us to move them around. Okay, so it looks like they start, they're small or they're larger at the bottom, then they get skinnier at the top, and they have a little square at the top. So let's just try to replicate that. Okay, let's go into edit mode and S to shrink, like so, and drag that face up a little bit. I'm gonna make this a little bit bigger, and we're gonna insert a face right here, just like that. Now just E to extrude, and you see we have a similar kind of shape as the other one. See, it's big at the bottom and then it gets skinny. Big at the bottom and gets skinny, like so. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. Okay, let's keep going. It has a little lip right here, you guys can see, and then it gets skinny and it has a lip again, so we're going to replicate that. Hit E to extrude, click, and S to scale out. E to extrude, click, and then we're going to insert a face. E to extrude again, E to extrude, and then S to scale out, and extrude it one more time. So now we have that post shape. Oops. I have a question. How do I open Blender? Good question. You don't. You leave that to me. That's my paycheck, Sam. Alright, we're gonna scale this down and just gonna line it up with the building. And we're gonna have to scale it back up once we get it lined up over here. Just like that. Now we're gonna hit S and then Y. No, we're gonna hit S and then Z and scale it up along the Z axis. Just like that. Now we have that support beam. There's gonna be 3, so we gotta shift D to duplicate, move it to the middle, and then one more time at the end. Just like that. So I'm going to turn on a matte cap so we can see the shading better. You guys can see we have 3 support beams. I might even switch to a different one. That gray helps me see a little better. How to donate? I don't have that set up. Okay, we need a window right here, and then a shade. Oh, I should have tweeted out like you said, Sam. But I'm not gonna do it anymore. Okay, we need a window right here. So we're going to loop cut and slide. Just like that. And then one more time. And drag it over. Now we can go to undo. Let's go to faces and select this face and insert a face, just like that. And we're gonna shrink it down just a little bit. Make it about the size that a window would be. For the people that are here that are bored and don't want anything to do with Blender, welcome. Hopefully you can learn something from this boredom. Okay, now we have a window. As you can see, very basic window. And then at the end, we're gonna add a little bit of a edge type thing. They have brickwork right here. We're gonna try to replicate that. But first, let's get this window finished up. Their window has like 3 things separating it. So let me think of how I can do that. I can go to loop cut and slide, cut it there, and one more time right here. Now I can just select these 2 faces and hit F to fill. Oops, undo that. I gotta hit these 2 edges actually, not the faces. Just like this. Now I can fill it. Now you can recalculate your normals because these are inside out. So go to shading and UVs and hit recalculate. Should be right. Let me double check this one. Just flip them real quick. Oh, I know what the issue is. You gotta go back into edit mode. Yeah, so here's the problem. We gotta go here. Just delete that real quick. And we're gonna do it this way. One at a time. Fill. Oops. Fill. Okay, do this side. Hit F to fill, that'll create a new face for us. You can select edges or vertices to do that. And you guys can see it created a little separation in the window for us. I'm gonna make it a little bit thinner because that's obviously a little large. Hit S and then Y and you can shrink it just like this. Now, chill out. Okay. You gotta watch your topology. This is getting a little ugly. I think I can fix this. Just hit limited dissolve, just like that. Same for through here. Let's just try that again. That one's bad too. Okay, I think this is fine. That's fine enough, right? Not learn nothing. Well, Sam taught you something. It's a double negative, so you learned something. All right, let's move that down. And we're gonna add a little shade type thing. Let's go into object mode and we're gonna create that separately. We're gonna use a cylinder to create this. We're gonna set the vertices to, let's do 12. That works. We're gonna rotate it on the y-axis 90 degrees. Rotate it one more time on the z-axis 90 degrees, just like that. All right, now let's get rid of some things that we don't need. We don't need those faces, and we don't need these faces. Just like that. So you see we have kind of the shape of a shade. Just gotta straighten some things out real quick. Move this out, as well as the other one. Cool. We have a shade type thing. We're gonna select all these edges along here, and we're gonna drag it out a little bit. Now we're gonna select all the faces, hit E to extrude, and we're gonna make that a bit thicker, just like that. Just as thick as Sam. What? Okay, this is really big, so we're gonna make it smaller. Hit S to shrink, and move it up a little bit. All right. That's a little bit much, so we're just gonna rotate it on the y-axis, just like that. And we can obviously adjust it later if we need to, but I think that should be fine for now. All right, we're gonna object mode, and we're going to turn on a matte cap, and I'm gonna turn it to solid, just so I can see everything better. Yeah, should be good. I think this might need to recalculate. There we go. Looking pretty good so far. If you want to, you can go into edit mode and subdivide this a little bit more. Give it a little bit more detail, and it'll look a little bit better, but I don't think that's necessary. What is this comment section? Okay. We got a logo here. I think we're gonna replace that logo with a chicken wing or something. And then, I don't know what we're gonna do with this roof area just yet. So we're gonna need another door, and then more window stuff for the side, and then we can just get creative for the rest of it. So we got these poles, we're gonna finish bringing them around. Oops. Shift D to duplicate. Just like that. And just line it up in the corner and then in the middle. All the way around. Just like that. Oops. Should be good. Okay. Now, for the roof section, we're going to clean up all these faces. X, limited dissolve. Then we're going to insert a face, and E to bring it down a little bit, just to give it more dimension, not so flat, just like that. See? I think next thing we're going to do is take a stab at this roof. Can you make the address number on every building 420 as an Easter egg? See about that. I really enjoyed DevX, and I don't particularly want to lose it. For the roof, we hit E to extrude, clicked, and then just scaled it up a little bit, hit S to scale, and then hit E to extrude again, make it thicker. Maybe the basic roof, object mode, you guys can check that out. Okay, let's add our door. Now, I have a question for you guys. Do you want our door here, or do you want our door on the side? Probably gonna do it over here. I think I'm gonna extrude all of these and give it a little bit of a lip around the bottom of it. So we're gonna hit E, click, and then S to scale, and that'll scale all of them out a little bit so you guys can see. And that could be for the brickwork or whatever you prefer. I'm gonna drag this in a little bit. I think that looks pretty good so far. That's why you gotta pay attention. Look, those are a little bit above ground. We're just gonna drag all of these down just a little bit. Should be good. Sam, get off this stream. Trying to find a better way to do this. Oh God. We'll leave that the way it is for now. I think we're gonna give this more dimension. We're going to hit limited dissolve and then insert another face and just bring it back a little bit and scale it in a little bit, just like that. So now if we go into object mode, it has a unique little shape to it now. I think I'm going to try to do the same thing on this side, just see how it looks. It's bigger on this side, so let's change that. Should be fine. Okay, let's add this door up in avoiding. Shouldn't be hard. Let's go to create, add a cube, and make sure you're doing this as separate objects so you can replicate this door. Welcome to the stream, everyone. New and old. Okay, let's move this up. Let's get this away from the restaurant, make it easier to work with. For everybody who just got here, we're working on a chicken restaurant. Let's scale this down a little bit and bring it up a little bit. We want this door to be a little bit unique. We're gonna, I don't know, Shift D to duplicate. We're just making the frame right now. Add another cube, bring it up, scale it down. Select the faces. It's awfully large, but I'm gonna fix it anyway, so. I think at the end of the stream, if I have time, I'm gonna teach you guys how to make UGC, which is user-generated content, aka hats for your Roblox character. I'm gonna make some hat meshes for you guys and show you guys the process behind that. So if you guys have any hats that you'd like to see made or any references, go ahead and post them in the comments or the whatever live section, I guess. And I'll look into making those. So here we have a door frame. We're gonna make it a little more stylized, just give it some unique shapes. Hit S to scale, Z for the, oh no, we're gonna hit Y. Okay, S and then Y. And we're just gonna drag these edges out once we select them, of course. Just like that. Someone's gonna copy this. They're not, okay. I'm glad you're learning from stuff like this. As long as you're learning and you're not really like copying it step for step for step for step, like I'm cool with that. You can copy all you want as long as you're learning and not just stealing it. I'm gonna make the door a little bit skinnier at the bottom, just like that. Should be good. Now we're just gonna add the actual door itself. Insert a cube, scale it down. I'm just gonna position it correctly. Make sure it fits in the frame, scale it down if you need to. That face over and this face down, just like so. And that should be pretty good. And we're gonna make this fit a little better by grabbing this and just dragging it in. Should be good. Now we're gonna give the door a little bit of a design. We're going to go to Tools and we're going to Subdivide. Select them all and we're gonna hit Insert Faces. Like this, and we're going to hit Insert Faces again. I think you can do those ones at the same time, so we're just going to see if you can. No, not the way that I want it to. So hit Insert Faces, and just scale it down to about this size. Insert Faces again. Same size. And do it for the last two as well. Just like that. Select all these faces and hit E to extrude and just bring it back a little bit. And I'd hit S and scale it down a bit. So if we go into object mode, you can see that our door has a unique little carving into it. You can make a handle if you want to, but I really don't do that much. Here's a little lesson I want to teach you guys. You see how the origin or the arrows we use to move it are so far away? This happens a lot, especially if you import stuff from Roblox. It basically means that the origin of the object, the center of the object, is not placed correctly. So an easy way to fix that, go into edit mode, select the whole thing, Control-Alt-Shift-C, and then geometry to origin, and that'll fix that for you. You can move it correctly. Now I'm seeing something over here. I'm not even sure what that is. So we're just gonna hit B to box select. Let's see here. Looks like a random edge. We're gonna delete it real quick, and we should be good to go. Let's check. Yep. We're gonna reposition our origin like so. Okay guys, sorry, my dogs. Someone said in the chat, is this pre-recorded? No, I'm just kind of focused. Okay, let's fix this door. We're gonna hit R to rotate, and then we're gonna rotate it. Oh, you gotta specify the axis, Z, and then 90 degrees, so we can put it on the side. And this door is awfully big, but thankfully it's a very simple fix. I don't know why this edge is still here. That's so weird. Oops. I went into wireframe mode. You can just press Z to get out of it. And we're gonna fix that door into position and scale it down quite a bit. Just like so. Alright, so in object mode, you see we have a door here. We're gonna add a shade above this door. Wanted to hear the dog. You should create hats. I'll make some cool hats at the end of this stream if you guys want to learn how to make that. I think I said that earlier. Okay. For this one, the origin's off too. You guys know how to fix it. It's just Control-Alt-Shift-C, geometry to origin, and that fixes it. That over and up, and we're gonna put the shade above the door. I'm just trying to make it about the same height as the other one. And of course, we're going to shrink the sides to make it fit a little better. Select all the faces on the sides. Drag that in a bit. Now we're going to center this door a little better. Okay, so this is what we have so far. I don't know if I'm a fan of this big roof, so I think I might get rid of it. Let me know what you guys think about it. Should we keep or get rid of this awkward roof thing? Look at that. It's pretty cool looking. For this project, I'm not going to really be talking about what it's for, but you guys can learn. I think I might drag this down, up, maybe up a little bit. I don't know, I'm not too big of a fan of this roof thing we got going on here. I think we'll just leave it alone for now. And we're gonna get started on maybe another window. Or we could put a sign over there. whatever you guys want. Just gonna move this over. Shift C. Oops. And just move this over. Line it up to the other one. You could have duplicated it, but I wanted to fix the origin first. Line it up and then just move it over. Just like that. Should we put a window here or a sign? I'm thinking maybe a sign or a window, I don't know. In the meantime, let's get started on our chicken tender thing. Why does Sam keep making OJ references? Okay, so let's just find a like drumstick. That was very dramatic. Chicken, like wing thing. Cartoon. And we're just gonna pick out a nice looking one from here. I think we'll do that one. Chicken wing. Save it in here. And I'll teach you guys how to load that up in here and use it as a reference. Alright, so we're gonna go to, let me remember, background images. You're gonna select it and hit add image. You're gonna go here and you're gonna open up the image that you just downloaded. Like so. And now all you need to do is go to, let's see here. Gotta remember, it's been a while. Axis, and then change it to front. So now if I go into view and then front, it should show me a chicken wing. Let's see what we did wrong here. Front. Let's see now. Interesting, we'll figure that out in a second. Let's try left and see. View, left, oops, left. I forget what I'm doing wrong. Let's see here. Oh, you gotta go to there and then hit it, I believe. We did left. Okay, so it should, in theory, there we go. We got our chicken wing. So now we're gonna model this chicken wing. So you gotta go to your view and change it to, you hit numpad 5, and it'll change your view to perspective, and then you can go to left, and it'll pull up a reference image for you. So the easiest way to do this is go to create, and you're gonna want to create a circle. You can see right here we have one. We're gonna have to rotate this 90 degrees on the y-axis. Yes, so do that. And we're gonna try to make our circle match up to the wing as much as we can. From here we go into edit mode. And we're gonna have to change this circle a little bit. I'm gonna just drag it forward and now go into edit mode. Left, switch to that. Now we can work with all these. Can you chill? To my dog? Jesus. Okay. We're gonna grab all these vertices and just make them line up as best as we can. Just like this. Make it meet all these curves. Just like this. You can right click to drag or use the arrows. Just line your little dots up to the chicken wing, okay? Almost done. Over here. And we're just gonna fix it on this side real quick. Doesn't have to be perfect, as you guys can tell. If you want it perfect though, you can add more edges to work with, or subdivide if you want to, and that will allow you more freedom as far as moving goes, and you can have more dots to work with. Alright, so what we're going to do is get rid of this edge, hit X, and delete edges. So now you guys can see we have about half the chicken wing. We need to make the bone. To do that, we're going to go to, we're going to select the vertices, going to click the one at the end, and hit Shift D to duplicate. And this is truly just connect the dots. So just keep adding your dots, and at the end we're going to have to go back and connect them. I need some in the middle. Okay. Keep going. If you want more detail, just add more dots. Put a doggy on face cam. I love dogs. Not quite. It's a chicken bank. You can deposit and withdraw chicken. Yeah, we're making barn simulator. We're not really. Just keep going. Almost done, just a few more. All right, we got those done. We can connect them all. Select 2 dots, click F to fill. All right, we got that. Now you guys can see here we have the outline. Whoops. Let's go back into switch our perspective, and let's check out our chicken wing thing we got going on here. You see we have the outline of it. You can make any last touches in edit mode if you want to change, maybe adjust it, give it more of a pattern, whatever. All right, and whenever you're satisfied with that, all you have to do is select it all, hit F to fill. Or of course, if you want it separate, you can select, like if you want your bone to be separate, you can just select all these, then hit F, and then same for your other part. You can hit C as well, quickest way to do that. And then just F to fill. All right, now this is just faces. We need to give it some dimension, so hit E to extrude. And there we have a 3D chicken object. Alright, so now it's awfully flat. We're going to fix that. Select the chicken face. I never thought I'd be saying this. S to scale it down. And we can go back into object mode. You see it has a little bit more dimension to it. Of course, this will look better when we add some color to it. But in the meantime, I'm going to apply a modifier. I think we're going to use the subdivide. And just give it a little bit more faces, more detail. Go into object mode, check that out. Looking not too great, so let's try a bevel instead. If that doesn't look good, then we'll just leave it the way it is. I think the bevel's fine, and then it'll look better when we have some texture on it. So we're just going to apply this bevel. Now keep in mind this is just a sign, so it doesn't really matter. It doesn't have to be perfect. All right, we're going to change the origin. Control-Shift-C, geometry to origin. All right. And you can just move this over, scale it down, rotate it. You want to rotate on the Y-axis, I believe it is. No, it's going to be the X-axis. That. you want a big chicken wing right here, I think was the goal. Or maybe even up some. We can put it at the top. I don't know, we'll work out the details in a minute. Let's just scale that down. Looking pretty okay so far. Chihuahua, I do not have a Chihuahua, I have a Corgi. This should be fine so far. We're gonna add more details later, but I think what I wanna do right now is, I wanna color it. I'm gonna color the building. So let's just pull up this picture. We want it primarily red like this one, and then we want it white, maybe some stonework at the bottom. Just give it some detail. Since I want kind of a pattern to it, I'm going to select all these faces. Oops. And then I'm going to loop cut like that. And right there. So now we have some, we can change the color if we want to a red color. Chicken looks delicious. Well, I'm glad you like it. We're gonna color this real quickly. For anybody who has never colored or checked out the last streams, this is really simple. You're gonna open up a new tab for the colors, just like so. And we're gonna open up a color palette, like that. All right, so now we have to smart UV project, just like that. And this is gonna be the shape of our building. You can kind of make that out here. You see this is the same shape as that. It just projects itself onto this image. So if I were to switch to texture mode right here, you see that the building is rainbow because the building is being projected onto this image. So now what we're gonna do is scale it down and bring it to a primary color. I think we're gonna do a light gray. And from here we can color it whatever color we want. I'm gonna select these edges and I'm gonna make them a nice red color. I'm gonna give myself a little bit more room here to work with. All right, once we have all those selected, we're gonna hit A and then G to grab and just drag it to a red color. As you can see, we have a little red here. We forgot this little face, so we're just gonna fix that and drag it to the same red. All right. Next, we want this little edge to be what, a tan color? Says at the top 2.79. I haven't gotten used to the 2.8 user interface yet, so we've just been using 2.79. Why don't you use 2.878? It has a better render engine, but I'm just not used to the UI yet. And I have messed around with it, so a matter of fact, I have it installed right here. But I'm just not comfortable enough to be streaming on it yet, because I literally don't know where stuff is. So I've just been teaching 2.79 for now. I have a feeling in the very near future, though, they're going to discontinue 2.79, so I have to switch over to 2.8 eventually. Alright, we got all those selected. We're going to go to a tan color, just like this base right here has. And we're going to hit G to grab and do something like this, maybe. That's a little too tan. And here should be fine. Maybe a little more tan. Or here. Sure. That works fine. Alright, now we're just going to color these windows. I think I'm going to make the boxes that hold them kind of a blackish color. Or gray. And then the windows themselves, maybe a white. Just like so. It's pretty good. We forgot to do these. Let's see what gray color I use here. Okay, so I should make that one darker. Just like that. Looking good. Let's color this big chicken wing. Go into edit mode. We're gonna hit U to smart UV project. Oops. Let's try that again. There we go. And we're going to open up our color palette again. What the fuck? Okay, so we clicked the wrong thing. You could actually use this for a texture if you wanted to. Yeah, you can map it on there, just like that. Let's see here, this box like this. I'll show you guys how to do it. R to rotate. Make sure you got everything. Hit C. As well as here. Should be good. You can hit R to rotate. G to grab. Let's shrink this down a little quick so we can work with the other one. Box selected all. Rotate it. Grab it. And you can scale it up. And then you can try to map it on accordingly. So let's just unselect everything, press C, select some sides here, and grab them. Fix them. Listen, I never said it would be perfect, okay? We're learning together. Okay, that's enough messing around with that. We're gonna use an actual color palette right here. Select all, smart UV project. Let's get rid of this chicken wing. And we're gonna project it again because that's an ugly projection. Just like so. Open up your color palette. Alright, let's scale this down and move it to our chicken wing color. Just like that. Now we can box select this. All the parts of the bone, really. That should be fine. G to grab and move it to a white color. Looks okay. You can scale it down if you want to, or leave it big. I'm kind of debating whether I want it at the top here, like as a sign, or if I want it on the side of the building. Let me know where I should put it, guys. Natalie said a bad word. Did I say a bad word? Check Discord. For the bottom part that I made tan, yeah. Let me try this. Okay, go to edit mode. We're just gonna select these. Select all these. Just like this. And here. Now you can hit U, project just these, and open up a new image. Where did I save that? Let me resave that. Good God. There we go. I'm gonna save it. Oh God, no. We're gonna save it to our documents. Okay. Here we are. Then we just gotta fix the projection. Rotate. It's gotta be much bigger. Grab it and bring it up. And that's how you'd put like a texture on here. Watch out for the stock photo, you can fix that just by selecting the edges. Just like that. You can rotate it if you want to. That should be fine. The stock photo thing's kind of annoying. Just move that up if you want to. Yeah, you see. So if you want to use textures, use ones that you own. That's funny. Let's get rid of that, and we're just going to use the color palette again. Send it without the stock if you want. I think I have, I was using a lot of seamless texture packs. I just needed to find a good like low poly one. I was looking at some on here, not this one. There was one I bookmarked actually. Let me find it. How do you look at your bookmarks? Oh, here it is. I was looking at some of these in regards to this. I liked some of these textures. Just didn't feel like buying it. I thought this would be cool for our ground too. Kind of like how, what's the game? What's the name of that game? Bubblegum? No. What is that really popular game? They use like triangle tiles for their floor. Okay, we're gonna texture this. If I had a nice texture pack, I would actually use that for a lot of these. You need to find like a nice low poly one and I'll start using it. Where did that go? What did I save that as? Oops. How do you set Chrome to your default browser? That's so annoying. Reef. There we go. Now we're gonna have to UV project. Just hit U, smart UV project. Hit OK. Oh good lord, we projected the whole building onto it. Let's just select these. I need to rotate these like 90 degrees. Maybe even make them smaller. So you have like a roof texture. I think I want this a bit smaller. And even we can project the sides, like sort of here and here and here. I don't know how it would work in regards to Roblox, like importing them, because there's multiple textures. So that might be interesting to look into, how it'll import all these at the same time. If it will. It's like a roof. I think it maps them all to one image. Okay, let's export it and try real quick. Me open up Studio. I changed my username. I hope it does, because I could actually use a lot of cool textures. I was looking into buying this one, and then we could have like cool ground textures if you like these throughout said game. And then I'll need some like wall ones and stuff like that, if you like that style. Like stuff like this. Okay, anyways. Let's import this object and see if it maps all the textures together. Or whatever. What did I title it? Oops. Please work. No. Well, that sucks. Right? Alright. I think this is inside out. Let's just hit W, flip normals. There you go. Man, that sucks. I wonder if I could find like a texture that's all on the same, like, you know what I mean? If they're all on the same grid, then I can just keep it all on one palette. Or I could probably Photoshop something like that. It's a lot of work though. But I think it would look cool. Who are these creators? I want to look into this. Okay, back to work. That roof looked cool. That sucks. Check Discord. Can I import a mesh that uses multiple textures? Bake the textures in. Okay. I've never seen that before. Okay, I'll look into this. Okay. Huh. Okay, well, I'll look into that later and I'll figure it out. This music's kind of retarded. Forget how you do an add-on. Which is as simple as user preferences. That's what I thought. So go here. So preferences menu. Okay, that dog needs to chill. Okay, buddy. Anyone knows how to do that, let me know and I'll figure it out. That'll be very, very helpful. Let's finish up this friggin' chicken shack. Let me go see what's up with my dog. I got a cheese stick. Thanks for asking. The dog still barks, that's nice. Okay, back to work. Sorry guys. Okay. I have to project these again. Hit U, Smart UV project, okay. Select all, S to scale them down. Grab them and bring them to the right color. Okay, buddy. They're wanting to project themselves onto an image that's not there, so we just have to add the image that we want them to project onto, which is our color palette. Just like that. Let's color these banner things. Control J, we're going to join them, make them all one object. Edit mode, U to Smart UV project, hit OK. Open up your color palette. Select all, S to scale down, G to grab. Oops. I'm going to figure that thing out later because I'm really interested in like texturing them all uniquely. Alright. If you want to, you can add a stripe. Hit Alt, right click, oops, Alt, right click, and then you can drag it to whatever color you want to make the stripe. Let's just say we wanted a lighter red stripe. Alt, right click, and then one more time. Alt, right click, grab it, oops, grab it and bring it to the lighter color. Wonder why that's acting so weird. What's up with that? I don't know what it is. There we go. Cool. You can do it one more time at the top if you want. Alt right click. Oops. Alt right click. Alt right click. You gotta do it one side at a time. Now we have stripes. We're going to color these poles next. I think I'm just gonna color one. No, I'll do them all at the same time. Let's just make them all one object though. No, I'll do one at a time because I can just duplicate it. Okay. Open up your color palette. S to scale it down. And G to grab. I think we're just gonna make it a dark color. Maybe give it a black, like stripe thing up here. Just like that. I'm gonna figure out that texture thing because now I really want to add some cool like concrete textures and stuff. Should be good. Alright, let's bring our chicken wing down. Just trying to make a way to pop this more. Maybe up. I think it would look best if it was just like a large like sign type thing up here. Maybe add a pole to it. What do you guys think? Okay, let's see here. Okay. We're gonna add like a support type thing. Something holding up that. I'm gonna import this all into Roblox and see how it's looking so far. I'm thinking about putting a sign right here, giving it a name, and adding a few more windows. Let's go into we're gonna export it now. Export it, call it whatever. And we're just gonna open it up here. Looking fine so far. They're not chatting because they're learning. It's looking like a church with a chicken wing on top of it. I think this has to go. I'm not feeling it. Yep. Just get rid of all these faces. And then you can get rid of this. My dogs are being pretty annoying. Okay, let's just create one roof. Hit F to fill. You can insert a face if you want to. We're gonna extrude it. Just like that. It's looking like a KFC now. Tools, mesh tools, insert face. Extrude it in. You can even scale it in if you want to. Right. Object mode, and we're just gonna drag our little chicken thing down. Even up if we want to, or make it larger. I think we're gonna rotate it a bit. Oops. We're gonna get rid of this little thing. So I think what I'm gonna do is color these like a black color maybe. Make a custom hat. Okay, we'll finish up this restaurant and then I'll show you guys how to make user-generated content. If you guys want to pick out what I make, you guys can go ahead and start looking for some cool hats and I'll try to replicate them. I made one last night. I made a pair of headphones. Turned out pretty cool. Looks like Popeyes. Let me check that out. Oh, it does look like Popeyes actually. What the f- Dude, if I replicate this window thing, if I just go to edit mode, I copy this window thing. When you absent-mindedly create Popeyes, okay. Don't sue me. Select these ones as well. Alright, then we can press Shift D. I should probably add another window there. It looks so much better without that thing on it. This is not working out for me. Rotate. No. Rotate. X. Why is that? Oh, I bet I know why. Control Alt Shift C. Shoot to origin. Move that over. Now let's try. Rotate. 90. Okay, what the? You always do it this way. Don't do it that way. Freak. I'm just trying to select this object, man. Duplicate it. I shouldn't have joined them together earlier when I was coloring them. Duplicate, Shift D. Drag it over. Shift D to duplicate. Rotate, press R, Z, 90, negative 90. Don't know why it cooperated that time, but thankfully it did. Drag this over. Scale it down a bit if you want to. Shift D to duplicate. Drag it over.
Natalie, they're trying to call you into work.
No.
They want you to close.
No.
Yeah,
I'm not going back to work. F that, dude. Shift D to duplicate, R to rotate, Z, 90 degrees. You want it negative 90 again. I don't care. Exactly. Shift D to duplicate. And we've got this window thing on every side. I'm kind of bored of this building, so I'm going to take a break from it. We'll make a UGC and see if we want to come back to it. I could teach you guys how to texture paint. Actual painting this time, not just mapping it. So let's export it, override our old one, copy and paste. We'll compare it to our old one actually. I'll let you guys be the judge of which one looks better. No clue why that's purple. We'll have to fix that, but here's before and then after, and then obviously we'll have to connect this, maybe add a little sign, some letters. I could even take a brick material, neon, make it smaller, drag it over here. And this is how you create a lit up window effect. Just take that right here, scale it up. See now that window, that looks like it's occupied window type thing. Anyways, we're done messing around with those for now. Let's create some UGC. First thing we're gonna do is pull up a head mesh. I think I could do it this way. Insert object, mesh, and then go to, let's see, how did we do that? Oh, you can do, actually you gotta do special mesh. Okay. Nah, frick it, we're gonna use the toolbox here. Said every builder ever. Alright, we got our head mesh. See, that was hard. Select it, right click, export selection, and we're gonna name it head. This will help us bring it over to Blender. Alright, we're gonna close Blender, open it back up, close Internet Explorer because we do not need that right now. Alright, we're gonna hit X, delete the cube, and import our head mesh. Alright, you see this is the origins off, Control Alt Shift C, geometry to origin, and we fixed that. You can scale this up to be easier to work with. Get rid of our lamp and our camera, and we should be good to go. So let's just decide what we want to model, and then we can create a nice hat. Just let me know in the chat what you guys want to see made. Make some Donald Trump hair. Black Sea Cola hat. Didn't somebody just make that? I'm gonna go change real quick. Like, it's really hot. I'm in Florida, so we're gonna put on some colder clothes. And when I get back, we will make something. Spooky ghost hat. Just come up with something cool, guys. I'll be right back. Okay, we are back. Let's make some UGC. Alright, these dogs need to chill. A fox hat? I'll make a raccoon hat like the pioneers wore. How's that sound? How do you spell pioneer? I don't know. Yeah, like a raccoon. Is this? Never mind. Do we even have those on Roblox? Let me check. Because you said fox. Well, I could do a fox version, but that's like animal cruelty. Let's just type in raccoon. No, there's not one, so we could actually make this and it'll be unique. Yeah, let's do it. Why not? That's cool. All right, cool. So we'll do something like this. Or do we want it? I cannot draw, so we'll just do it like this. All right, so let's just get started on modeling it. We're going to create a new object. Go to circle. And this is going to be the base of our hat. So let's just scale it up. This may or may not be great, so we'll find out as we go. Scale it down. Just make sure it fits around the head generally. A lot of people like to wear hairs with their hats, so keep that in mind while modeling. You might want to make it a little bit bulkier, just so people can wear other accessories. And let's get started. So I'm just going to press F, go into edit mode, and press F, and we're going to fill that in, and that created a face for us. So basically it's a circle around the head right now. So we need to add some dimensions to that. We're going to hit E to extrude. Now we've got a thicker circle around the head. We're going to scale that up a little bit and just give it kind of like a beveled circle type look. Because if you analyze this, you see it starts out, it curves along the edges. So we're going to replicate that. Oops, almost opened Studio. I probably did. Yes, I did. There you go. Yeah, we're just going to curve this. Keep going out a little bit each time. And go up. I want it to go in a little bit more so you get taller up. And that should be pretty good. Maybe shrink that a little bit. Alright. We go into edit mode, we see that there's faces here and it's kind of real bulky. Or not bulky, just unappealing really. So we're going to fix that. We're going to hit S, Z, and we're going to make it a little bit taller. Like so. Maybe even a little bit bigger if you want. Looking like a mushroom. Okay, we're going to go into edit mode and we're going to select, we're going to add a modifier. We're going to add the subdivision surface modifier. So now you can see we have lots more vertices to work with, which is good. We're going to apply that. And now in edit mode, we're going to smooth this up so you don't see many squares on it. All you have to do is click faces smooth, edges smooth, vertices smooth. Now if we go into object mode, we have a perfectly round mesh right here. Looking pretty good. You can fix this up a little bit by hitting C and selecting all these. If you want to select the faces, I would go to faces. So you just hit C. Oops. C. I'd select this circle right here. You don't really need all those, so I'd hit X and limited dissolve. So now you have much easier topology to work with. If you wanted to, you could do that with the whole thing. Press X, limited dissolve, and that just makes things so much easier to work with while keeping the smooth base. Alright, now we need to add the tail, and then we can add some spikes and such to give it the fur look. I think you could use edge collapse for that. Probably. I haven't really worked with furs or hairs much, so we'll learn as we go. Let's go back into object mode, and we're going to create the tail. We're going to start out with a circle again. It's going to be in the back, so let's just move it over to the back. Rotate it 90 degrees and down, over. A little crooked. Rotate 90 degrees. I don't know why that's looking so. Rotate 90 degrees. You gotta specify the axis, that's why. Here we are. Move it down, over some, center it in the middle, just where you like the tail to fall. We're gonna fill it, press F to fill, and make it smaller, and E to extrude. There's so many vertices on that. I suppose that's fine. Go into edit mode. We are in edit mode. F to fill, E to extrude, and we could just rotate it if you want to. Depending on the curvature you want. I'd do like -20. Okay, what's going on here? Just give it the shape you want. And we're going to subdivide it and give it more of a curve. Let's just get the base. Welcome to the stream. If you're just joining, check out this again. This is such a weird picture to look at out of context. Alright, let's finish this up. Just like that. Should be fine. Okay, looking pretty okay. We're gonna enable proportional editing and just curve it up a little bit. Select this, Alt right click, and we can move these loops. Scale it up if you want to. Alt right click. Oops. And just move this to wherever you want it to be. And then one more time here. Rotate it, put it down, a little more natural fall. We're gonna select this face on the inside, kind of hard to see. And we're just gonna scale it down so it looks more natural. Just like that. Now we have a really awkward looking tail thing. I'll make it maybe a little bit bigger. And maybe rotate it down a little more. Just like so. Go out a little bit. And you see this one is really smooth and this one's real jagged. We're gonna fix that as well. Then we can texture paint. Alright, now we're gonna add a modifier. We're gonna add subdivision surface. Oops. Wrong one. We're gonna add, I think a bevel would be nice. Let's go back into texture. Oops, solid. We're gonna add a bevel modifier and just see what it would look like. Let's go to object mode. I don't think the bevel does that much. If anything, it ruins the mesh. So we're just gonna make the faces smooth. Alright, we're gonna go to tool, we're gonna go to shading UVs, select smooth for all of these, and check it out. So here we have the hat mesh, just like that, and from there we can texture paint it. Press Ctrl J to join and create one unified mesh. And just make sure your faces are right. Gonna hit recalculate. And there we should have one unified mesh. I don't know why it's cutting off right here, looking kind of awkward. We're gonna see what we can do about that. Alt right click, maybe drag it down to a more natural angle. I'll be fine anyways, we can texture paint that. I kind of like that little curve there. If you want to make yours more curvy, you can select this face here, alt right click, and then subdivide. And now you have another ring to work with. Right here. Just like that. And rinse and repeat if you'd like to. Keep in mind your triangles. Roblox has a 2,000 triangle limit. It'll show yours up here. 10,000, I think, around there. But we're doing fine so far. Just make it a little more curvy, a little less natural, or less fake looking. Alt right click again. I don't know why it's not letting me. I mean, I could select these all like this. Press C. Alt right click will let you loop select a loop. So for example, this right here, this circle of edges is a loop. Okay, so it's not wanting to let me subdivide there, so it's fine. I think that curve should be fine anyways. This one's still looking awkward, but it'll look fine when we texture paint it. The realistic factor is important. Dude's making a hat that's a water dispenser. Downloading Blender to try it out. That's great, you should try it out. It's awesome. I think this is good enough to texture paint. Also, I'm not a dude, I'm a female. Yeah, let's go ahead and texture paint this. So we're gonna have to set up our texture paint. Now, I have to remember how to do this. Let's go to, oops. I know this guy had a quick, easy tutorial on how to do it right here. I'm just gonna follow his steps real quick. Shout out to Grant Abbott. I'm subscribed to him. He's a good 3D modeler.
As quickly as I possibly can, so I'll try and get it done in under a minute. So here we go. I've got a gravestone and I'm going to paint that. I need to get a screen out for the UV editor and
UV editor and node editor, like so. Let's do node editor here actually. Just like that. If you guys want to check this dude out, here's his thing. I'll put his, once this stream is over, I'll put his channel in the description. You guys can check him out. He's good for anybody learning. You can see here I've watched like so many of his videos.
And the node editor, so here we go, the UV editor and the node editor. Okay, I want to go to Cycles Render Engine.
Switch to Cycles Render Engine.
Because that's my preferred render engine.
You're a great builder, I mean
Node,
3D modeler.
and there will become
Man.
a texture for this object.
Okay, we're gonna hit Use Nodes, aka New. And we need to create a texture. I think here's where you do it. Just name it whatever you want. We're gonna call it raccoon. Oops.
Okay, so I could even create a new texture over here if I want to. There's a new texture and label it gravestone.
Make sure you hit that. There we go.
Material. We save material for that. Okay, then there's the UVs over here, so I haven't unwrapped this yet. So
UV unwrap, like I've been preaching. Go to edit mode, select all, U, smart UV project. Oops. U, smart UV project. There we are. That's our texture. Unmapped. So what this means is this is our mesh. It unwraps it for us, and we get a paint all over it. So this would be the top. You guys can see. Connect the pieces. So you see this circle, that would be this. You see this part, that would be the tail. I think you get it. I don't need to explain much more.
need to do that. You need to select everything, unwrap, and smart UV project if you want to do it really quickly. And it's always good to have some island margin.
I don't really mess around with that, but we can. Just for the sake of learning. Island of margin is like the space between each thing. So I'm going to set mine to 0.1 to demonstrate. Okay, wait, let's not use that. Okay, smart UV project, island margin, we can set that to 0.2. This will be awfully large. Okay, so you see here how it's separated apart? It's separated apart by 0.2 units. So that's good for texture painting, so your paint doesn't bleed from one object to another. So that's a good habit to get into.
Okay, the island margin is the bit in between the islands, so you don't get any overlapping of your painting and textures. Okay, so there it is, unwrapped there. So I'm all happy. I'll create a new texture here.
And then you can make the color whatever color you want. I'm going to make it brown just because that's going to be the base of our raccoon hat thing. Let's go here and make it just a brown color. You can see the preview right here. Kind of like, or is it like a grayish color? Yeah, it's like a gray brown type thing. Try to replicate that. Here. That works. Okay.
So new, grave, if you can double this texture, image applied to it. So over here.
Okay. I know what to do from here. So we're going to go to add texture, image texture. Like so. Then we're going to open up our texture here. And that'll just map it to us. If you want to, you can link those two together, but I'm not going to bother with that for now. From here, we can start texture painting. So we're going to go into texture paint. And as you can see here, anything that I make here will paint onto there. This is really fun if you're into this type of thing. You can change, press F to change the size of your brush. And we're just going to paint on like a fur type texture. Press S to sample the color, and I'm just going to make this a darker brown. So S sample, and then you can change it down to a darker one. Just like so. So if I want to draw some fur, I'll start out with like some big chunks. You know what I mean? Just drawing some, laying down my shadows. Oops. And then of course we have different brush settings. So we have soften. If I wanted to make this a less intense, I could change the size of this first, and I could blend it in just like so. It'll soften up the hard lines. We have smear. We can smear, which is probably what we're using for this. Smear in. And then we also have some fill tools. So if I wanted the whole thing to be pink, I could fill it all pink. You get the gist of it. The others I don't really mess with too much. Welcome back, Sam. Dark brown, depends on which type. They're gray browns. That's low-key satisfying. I agree, I love texture painting. You should try it out. I have actually a tablet that I could draw with. I could probably plug it in right now. We'll see if it'll let me work. It wasn't working yesterday, so we'll just try it again today and see. Where did my pen go for drawing? Oh Lord. Probably lost it. Hang on. The mesh looks good so far, the texture not so much, but we'll improve that. And we can all learn how to make hats together after I find my pen. Dude, low-key, I have no clue where that went. It's kind of hard to draw with the mouse. Oh, I found it. Okay, let's see if this will work. Yeah, you can see it's not wanting to cooperate today. Now we're out here with an iPad Pro and an Apple Pen. I wish. I'm using like an $80 drawing tablet. What is it called? Wacom tablet. It's pretty good. I just forget how to set it up because this is a new PC. How to get started. Oh, we did not download an install driver. Let me install this real quick. We can actually texture paint the right way. Oh, we might have to restart our device. I don't know if I want to do that. Yeah, we might hold off on restarting. Should we restart? Okay, dogs. I think I'm gonna restart my computer and then we can actually texture paint with a pen. Oh wait, never mind. It's working right now. Okay, that's good. That's good. Now we can actually paint with a pen. So watch this. We can go like, whoops, we have the wrong brush selected. Okay, chill dogs. See, I could use this. I'm using a pen now. So this should be nice for drawing. So if we want to add some fine details for the fur, let's say we want to add like a type thing through here, right? We could do that. I really don't know how to paint fur, so we're gonna look for a reference. What is this? James Charles. Fuck you. Fuck you, man. Okay. Oh. Fur. I just hit fur. Let's check this out. All right. Okay, so you start out and then you add some lines and then some lighter lines and then highlight, I think. Let's try that. Fuck you. Okay, let's just add our shadow things all around here. This should be satisfying. Okay. Let's just get started. That's too big. Let's make our brush smaller. And now get started. Just like that, all around the mesh. It's kind of harder to navigate. You gotta use shift middle mouse when you're texture painting. I have no clue why, but whatever. Let's just keep going. Wait. I'm not an artist, okay? Okay, through here. Wait, how did they do it? It's very satisfying if you're good at it. Okay, let's make this smaller. Oops. Alright, now let's just draw some fur things. Just all over, really. And then we can use like the blur brush and like blend it all in. And just do it all around the hat. I wonder if there's like a clone tool. You guys could paint on a raccoon head if you wanted to. Personally, I'm not going to do that. We're just going to do some fur around here. Okay, let's undo that last one. It's kind of ugly. Okay, now let's go to a lighter version of brown and just try to like... You know what I mean? Ooh, what did I do? What is going on here? That's so weird. Okay, we're good. Let's add some highlights through here. Just like that. And then we're just going to use the soften tool and soften all this up. Anyone who's artist is probably cringing at this right now. You know what? We're trying. Gosh dang it. Can you stop? E.T. Good God. Use black for value? Okay, okay. Okay, these dogs are being so annoying, and I apologize for that. Yeah, we'll use some black and some white and stuff. Chill! Please, you're being annoying. It's your...
It looks beautiful, but it smells like a dead amphibian.
That's how it smells all the time. But the problem is working with streaming the hospital people.
Oh, and did you get that?
Mute. Yeah, it's...
Okay, we're gonna finish up this. I wonder if there's like a stamper tool. Listen, it's gonna look good, I promise. It's coming along. Dead amphibian. Okay, let's keep going. We're gonna use the smear tool, and we're gonna change the brush size, make it bigger. And just keep blending these in. And soften up some of these lines. Just like this. Then we can go back and add details when we need to. If you guys are watching and you're trying to follow along, I probably wouldn't follow along right now. I just learn. And then I'll leave this video up on my channel if you want to like subscribe and then check it out later. Just keep blending it in. And then we can add some fine lines and detail later.
Do you smell my dog on me?
It's anyone here. So I'm pretty sure officially our AC...
Just like this.
And Tommy?
See, this looks kind of like a fur. It's coming along like a... Ryan, Mom, they keep making dead amphibian jokes. Mom comes in and screams, "It smells like a dead amphibian." See, that doesn't look half bad. It's actually kind of nice. Dead amphibian. Okay, whatever. We're gonna go back to our texture draw, and we're gonna hit S and sample this color. And I think what we're gonna do is get a really small brush, and we're just gonna try to paint on some like little fine lines. Let's get like a more golden type color, and just paint it through here. You see, like this. Let's make the brush a little bit bigger. It's a little too small. There we are. Just add some like, oh, that doesn't look good. Let's sample this color again, and then go up from here. Just like that. Zoom in, and then do this. Like, go to places that you want like highlights, I guess. Oh god. You know what, that doesn't look great. We're gonna soften it a little bit. See, that's not half bad. Whatever. Let's go back to finishing up the rest around the house. The house? What? Sorry, I'm so used to modeling cities. Why is this? Okay. Change our brush size, sample this color, the darker one. S to sample. And then we're just gonna move our camera a little bit. And start texture painting again. Just get a smaller brush and start drawing out those lines again like we were doing before. If anybody knows a better way to do this, because I'm just making it up on the spot. That's a big thing about 3D modeling. You just gotta kind of go for it. Okay. Alternatively, if you prefer to, you can paint over here. Just make sure to switch to paint, and then you see I could draw here and it'll map onto the mesh, but I prefer just in 3D over here. Keep in mind the size of your brush, it also depends on the angle of your camera. So if I'm this far back from the mesh and I make a dot, that dot will actually be huge even though I'm using a small brush. So just keep that in mind while you're drawing. Might want to zoom in if you need to. Faces the back makes more sense. Confers that it goes down towards the back. What do you mean? Let me check. Oh, it faces the back. Okay. I see what you mean. Like yeah, the direction of the fur. Some parts of it look pretty straight, but for the most part, it kind of goes in an angle towards the back. I'll keep that in mind while I'm doing the rest, like on the sides here. This is just the front, fortunately, so we have time to fix that mistake. But good observation. And then from here, when we get to the side, we can start drawing it kind of like this. Is this what you meant? Like give it kind of an angle. Check Discord for real. Oh, that's nice. We could have mapped that onto there, but I kind of prefer texture painting. Anything else any hats or accessories you'd like to see made next? Yeah, I agree. Texture painting is a lot more satisfying. If you guys like to pick the next hat or accessory or whatever, really, I can make that next. Just let me know. If you're enjoying this, make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. I do stuff like this frequently. Also do other videos as well. Keeping things chunky, just like Sam. What? Y'all hear something? Very impressed. Thanks. The front looks pretty good. We're gonna have to add more detail. The back's looking okay. Still don't know what to do about that ring. But for the most part, it's coming along, and then we'll have to obviously take our time and make it look much better. But for the most part, it's looking pretty nice. If you guys like to see anything else made, let me know. This is the first time I've really worked with this art tablet. If you don't have one, I'd recommend this one. It's by the brand Wacom. The tablet was literally like $80. Yeah, the cheapest one, like look, you can get it for like $40. And it makes all the difference, especially if you're into 3D modeling, sculpting, or even just digital art. This is a pretty nice one. What do you call this hat? What are they called in real life? I think they're called pioneer hats. Or, literally raccoon hat. Oh. Raccoon skin hat. Davy Crockett style hat. Maybe this isn't the best one we should have made. It's so hot in my house right now. I don't know if my AC is on or not. Okay, let's finish this bad boy up. We should finish it up pretty soon. Let's just kind of rush through this last part. Does not have to be perfect, as it is just a rough layout for what we're gonna add the details to. Just get back into the fun stuff, if you know what I mean. Just keep, oh god, that was a little bad. Just like a triangle shape towards the back, like somebody told me. Tablet's a little bit delayed. You just have to get used to that. Almost done. Of course, back here as well. Oh god. It'd be so interesting to be a user-generated hat creator for Roblox. What do you guys think about the ones that have came out so far? I saw a really cool one on Twitter. It was like a hood, and people were saying it looked like a Dominus, but I think it was pretty unique. Now, how am I gonna do this on top is the question. Oh, I think I'm just gonna do it like this. Doesn't this look like a ponytail? Like a hair style? I think for the top, I'm just gonna do it like this. Oops. And like this. So it's getting a little laggy for me. Just trust the process, guys. I know it's not the greatest right now. Just want to lay down like a base layer to shade with. Think about fur, you have to do it in clumps. Clumps. Is that a word? Yes, it is a word. Sure. Okay, see? Now we're just gonna do one part at a time. So we have the front, and then we'll do this tail separately. Now let's fix up some of these like weird empty areas. And we should be good to start. The real shading again. Okay, let's see here. Where do we even start? Let's get this one out. And we're just gonna kind of scribble it in on some of them. Doesn't have to be all of them. The bad thing about Roblox texture paint is the lines are soft. Let's check out what you meant by that. For Robloxes, I see what you mean. Yeah, some of them are soft and then some of them are real sharp, but for the most part they're really soft, or yeah. This looks like a straight up waffle, just like Photoshop. Like this is an actual waffle and the rest is just texture paint. I'm gonna close some of these tabs. Got like a million open right now. Close this as well. Okay, let's get back to texture painting. You can do it from here if you want to. Might save us a little bit of time. So let's just paint over here if you're interested. Just like this. Then we can go back and soften it later. Just follow the shapes you see here. This is what I would do. Just add some highlights and such. Try not to get too repetitive. You can skip some if you'd like to. And as you can see here, it maps itself onto the fur. If you want to, you can go here and fix things up if you don't like the way it looks. Give it a little more detail, or less detail if you want. Just like so. Really just trying to lay down some color. And we're going to use the soften and smear brushes to fix this all up. Just like so. Oops. Cool. So let's just add some over here as well. And maybe a little bit more darker colors. And then we can get started on smearing, I promise. Just add some more color variations than just the 3 that we have right now. Anybody choose the next hat we're going to work on? And smear it. Change your brush size to something bigger.
That's good. That should be your goal.
Oops. And change the size.
Yeah, then who are you?
I gotta go. What am I learning?
Exactly.
It's weird.
Like, why are you not comfortable with your own style?
And soften up some of these.
So that's a problem.
So, yeah. Very. Is it the trash again?
See, it's starting to look nice. Oops. It's definitely looking clunkier on the side than it is the front, but that's fine. We can go and add some detail if we want to. Just keep smearing. If you want to, you can drag some from the side, make it flow more naturally. See, it's coming along pretty nice. We can go back and add some dark spots. I'll be right back. Let me grab a phone charger. Okay, I'm back. Oh, I opened up some new pages. Lots of DMs going on here. Big fan. Thanks for watching my videos, guys. Let's finish up this texture paint. My phone died, by the way, so I'm not reading chat right now. Let's just finish up this side. Just blend it in. Make everything look natural. No sharp lines. Or not right now, at least. For the sharp lines, I think you should use that to add individual hairs. And just focus on keeping everything clunky and kind of blended for now. See, it looks so nice once you do that. It's looking pretty good. This side looks so much better compared to this side. We might have to retouch up on that one. And then you can just blend these. Let's make these try to flow over more naturally, just by dragging right here. And softening up some of these clunks. You might have to add more highlight and neutral shades versus all these darks throughout here. Just smooth up some of these. Like so. It's starting to look better. Like this is so this is so nice. Okay. My dogs are being very annoying this stream. Sorry about that. 9 people watching. Nice. Set up donations. I'll have to do that sometime. Okay, cool. Let's keep going. We're gonna have to add some highlights here. Let's blur this out a little bit and finish up this side. So let's just go back to texture draw, pull up our highlight color, F to shrink the box, or shrink the size. And of course, just draw like so. Just give it, you can save yourself some time and do it over here actually. Change the size of your brush and draw over here. For anybody trying to follow along or at least learn anything, if you have any questions, feel free to ask and I will answer any of them the best I can, of course. If you want to see the modeling, you can go back and watch the stream later. It'll be on my channel. And you can learn how we created the hat and then learn how to paint it as well. Let's go over here. This is the front part of the mesh and just add some highlights and we can blend it in. Alright, looking pretty good. While we're at it, we can go ahead and finish up highlights on this side as well. Just follow the flow of the shape. If you guys would like to watch while I do it and watch it being mapped live, I will change the angle of my camera and you can see on the hat how it maps itself. See what I mean? You can see it being added over here. And just keep going. I'm gonna move this, use middle mouse to navigate. Feel free to ask any questions. Just like so. You can add some darker or lighter values if you really want to. I'm just not really doing that. If you want to add a lot more details to this than what I'm adding, I'd recommend changing the size of your image. This is like 1024 times 1024, like in the dimensions. I'd recommend like 2000 for the size of it. That way you get more pixels to work with. Almost done. Of course, you can go back with the darker brush and shade more if you'd like to. If anyone wants to choose the next hat we work on, you can go ahead and let me know in the comments and I will try to create that. Hat, accessory, we can make glasses, we can make a mustache, we can make hair, we can make whatever you want. Just let me know. We're almost done with this one. Just finishing up these sides and then we gotta make the tail. I'm gonna work a little bit faster, just laying down some color. Just like so. And do it over here as well. Just like this. Okay, now let's go into our smear and change the size of our brush by pressing F. And we can just, oops, that's a little too big. Let's make our brush a little smaller. About here. And we can just work to smear and to make these lines softer. I'd recommend making your brush a little smaller than that. Just like so. And just blend it in. And we can go back and add all the fine details in a moment. Almost done. Just blend it in, give it that hair-like thing. You see how nice it looks over here? Over here had to start somewhere, which would be like this. So we just gotta blend it. Be patient with it. But this is generally the process it takes to make hats, or at least the process that I would use. I know everybody has different techniques, and there's no wrong or right way, as long as it, you know, turns out nice. Alright, let me check chat, and I'll see if you guys have any questions real quick. Let me just finish up this last little piece, and I'll read up on what you guys have been saying. I have a question. So, how are you so good at not saying bad words live? Just don't scream anything. Should read the chat in bulk. Let's see what's I. Dude, that's true. So what should I make? If Roblox would let me do hats, that would be awesome. To be more consistent in the front, add more highlights. I agree. That's what I was gonna work towards. Alright, looking pretty cool so far. Alright, let's get back to work. It's coming along pretty nicely. Gotta fix up here. We can go ahead and start doing that. just like so. What are you guys' thoughts on this so far? Thank you to everyone who stayed and watched the stream this far. Voice chat, that's funny. Yeah, me and Christina talking. Yeah, I was very distracted in that voice chat. Like I was playing a video game, very focused. Or not focused at all, actually. I was just like, you know, having a good time. Now here I'm like super focused and like mellowed down and stuff. It's so different. Let's finish this up. Almost done, I promise, guys. The boring part will be over. We can showcase it. If you guys have any feedback, feel free to let me know. Feedback is great. That's why I do stuff like this, or do lives, because you guys usually give me some pretty helpful advice. It's looking pretty nice, actually. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, obviously, we need to fix up like here and here, but like the fur, especially on this side, is looking pretty nice. Casper, I keep saying it looks so good. That's hilarious. Casper Fox, Casper Gaming, whatever. I'll get back to work. Almost done, guys. Should I change my... Let's change my strength of my brush, and we could probably get things done a lot faster. Oh, yes we can. That's much better, I think. Just gotta be careful with a brush like this. Ultra strong. Blend in. Smear. Just don't want to blend too much and lose all the detail. Just gotta be careful. Make it look nice. We're definitely gonna have to come back and add more detail, because we've blended it so much that it's lacking some key detail. You see what I mean? Here it's very chunky versus the front. It's not very detailed at all, so we'll have to come back and add some fine lines. But thanks for the feedback. Looks like legit fur. That's a nice ego stroke. Just keep blending, blending, blending. You know the drill. It's come along pretty nicely, I have to admit. Just stroke by stroke, just keep adding, smearing, whatever. I don't want it to look too crazy here. Just straighten up these lines. Just like this. And we're losing some of the highlights every time we blend it. So we're gonna have to go back and add some more. Rinse and repeat. Maybe we can change our strength, lower it a little bit. But I think it's pretty good so far. Like this looks like actual hair or fur or whatever look you're going for. What hat are we making next, guys? Not very consistent, but being consistent is hard sometimes. I agree. I'm gonna try to fix things up. Go over all the old things and try to correct them. Yeah, looking at the texture alone, you can see the consistency fall. It's goes from detailed to very blended. I could probably touch up on these just like this. Just go in the shape of the fur, the flow of the fur, follow it. And likewise right here. Maybe drag this one out. Just create some sharper lines if you can. Now let's check that out. Yeah, it flows a little bit better. We can do the same over here. Yeah, I see what you mean about consistency. See how this is so, there's no details, and you come over here and it's like, wow. So let's just fix this side as well. And we'll have to go back and add more details accordingly. Let's undo this and then lower our brush size, and then we'll change. Antlers, solid black, and tiny red dots. There's so many antlers that have been created, but we can fly through some antlers real quick. Okay, let's just change our brush size. Press F to change the size, and we're gonna go back and fix this real quick. Just like so. For everybody watching, thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. And I leave these streams up on my channel if you want to come back and learn something from them. Right now I just watch to learn, and then later on I try to replicate if you want to. You can probably hear my parents in the background laughing. Okay, Mom. We're trying to make it consistent, like the feedback we were given. Just fix this up over here. I want it all to be smeared evenly. And we're going to go back and add some fine lines as the final details. And of course, we're going to finish the tail, the dreaded tail. The tail should be so much easier though, in my opinion. Almost done. And of course, we got to do the top as well. Alright, let's check this out and see if it looks better. Much better. Now, for some parts... For some parts like here, we're going to have to do it like this, just to fix up the texture. Such a tedious process, but the results are worth it, I believe. Parents sound fun. They sound loud is what they sound. Look at this, and then look at the top. This looks looking like a really bad haircut. What about a helmet, like a Minecraft diamond helmet? I don't want to get that copyright, man. We should make some unique assets. We'll go back and add highlights and some fine details, do the tail real quick, and call it a day. I think we're all done with this hat, aren't we? Tired of it, at least. We can make something really creative, cool. We can recreate one of our Roblox hats that we don't necessarily think is the greatest. Give it our own twist. Just let me know what you guys think. Okay, let's fix up these. I've definitely not been trying the past few minutes, as you guys can tell. My advice, if you ever get burnt out on a project, don't feel like working on it anymore, just give it a break. Come back in a little bit when you feel like it. And you can often catch mistakes that you didn't see before, as well as have the motivation to actually work on it. Why is this looking like a really bad haircut? Looking like a watermelon haircut. I agree, man. That's why we have to go back and add the details so it doesn't look like a haircut. We can actually make some hair. Are you guys interested in seeing some hair be made? We can do a Roblox fade. Okay, now let's go to our texture draw. Grab a dark color. Let's scale this down quite a bit. And just draw some last, final, just, you know what I mean? Oops. Just some chunks here and there. Just to add some final details. I can't do that. When I started writing, got bored, got back, left for 4 months, and don't do it on purpose. That sounds about like me, but gotta push through, man. Yeah, you see, we forgot to pay attention down here. We'll have to smooth that up. What do you think? We just finish this up, add some more highlights, and call it a day? Or do you guys want to see me add the tail? I'm kind of bored of it. What do you guys think? Smear this. Oops. I'll shrink this up too much. A radius as well. Whatever is okay with you. If you guys want to see me finish it, I can finish it. I could give out this mesh if you guys want to give it a try too. Or make your own, of course. Whatever works. It's just getting awfully repetitive, and you guys have learned basically what you need to from it. I think we'd have a better time trying something else now. Give it to me. Okay. I'll send you it. Let me file, save as. I'll save it to my downloads and I'll call it. Alright, I'm going to save this, send it to Casper, and then we're going to start on something new. I sent you the file. If you want to, you can work on that. Compliment it like 7 times. Don't blame me, it looks nice. Thanks for the compliments. I think we blended it too much. Our brush was a little too strong and didn't pay too much attention to the reference, so it caused it to look a little too blended. If you guys are trying this for yourself, I'd go back and add more details like I was attempting to towards the end. For the most part, I think it turned out pretty nice. You guys can add the tail yourselves and feel free to send me what it turned out for yourselves. But with that being said, let's go ahead and get started on something new. That was a little fun. No problem, dude. Can I give it to you? Sure, if you want. Here we are. And then at the end of this stream, I'll go ahead and put it in the description, and you guys can download it from the description as well. Let's create something new, guys. Let me know in the comments what you want me to make, and we can make that. Do you want to make another hat? Do you want to make a building? Just let me know. We can make anything you want. Let's pull up the head. Control-Alt-Shift-C, geometry to origin, and scale it up a little bit. What do you guys want to make next? No problem. Make a cape. Okay. We can make a cape. Then we can ignore the head for now, and we can, I'm going to scale that down and get it out of the way. We're going to start with a plane. This one's going to be fairly easy. So we're going to scale this up. We're going to go into edit mode, and we are going to grab these vertices right here, and we're going to scale them in like a cape would be. See, like this. We're going to select it, and we're going to go to subdivision surface. Subdivide it a few times, like so. And we're going to press E and extrude it. So now we have some dimension to our cape. Now all we're going to do is select it, rotate it, and go to the Z-axis and rotate it 90 degrees, as well as the Y-axis 90 degrees. One more time for the X-axis, just like that. You see we have a cape. It's facing straight up. And I think I'm going to subdivide it one more time. Make sure to watch your triangles, because Roblox has a triangle limit. We're at 4,000, so we're pretty good. You can go into sculpt mode, and you can go to grab. Now from here, all we're going to do, change our strength, change our radius, and we're going to make our cape. We're going to make our cape wave a little bit. First, actually, let's undo a few things. I'm just going to repeat that process, but instead of extruding it at the beginning, I'm going to extrude it after. So let's just scale this back in, like so. Select it, rotate it, X, 90 degrees, rotate again, Z, 90 degrees, oops, and then Y, 90 degrees. Z, 90, there we are. Oops. Now it's upside down. Axes, man, they're confusing. Let's see here. We gotta do negative 90. 180. This is why you gotta pay attention in math, kids. Alright, we got our cape. I did not extrude it. Alright, we're gonna scale it in a little bit more. Just like that. Now we're gonna subdivide it many, many times, up until 4,000 triangles. Ooh, that's 8,000. Kind of pushing it there. Alright, all we're going to do is go into sculpt mode. We're going to use the grab brush. And we're just going to grab it. Change our radius a little bit. And we're going to give it like a wave to it, a curve. Just make it as curvy, wavy, whatever it is you want. just like this. See what I mean? Go in a little bit, you can. Just like that. See, we got a cape shape, kind of. Let's see here, what brush are we gonna use next? You can use, I think you can use this brush, inflate / deflate. And it will allow you to create that wave or curve as you like in a cape. So let's just undo what we just did. Lower the radius, maybe increase the strength a little bit, and just add the waves you want to your cape. If you want yours to curve out a lot, you can. Okay, let's just add like a nice natural wave to ours, just like that. You can change everything you don't like. Kind of hard to get right, but don't worry about it. Takes everyone, even me, some time. Let's switch to our grab. No, we'll go back to the sculpt. Oops, I mean the inflate deflate brush. Just add a nice little wave to your cape, like so. You can do it to the top if you want, and we'll make sure it wraps around our head in a moment. It looks awfully pixelated right now, but we're gonna fix that. Let's just add some shapes to our cape first. Just like that. Go into object mode, and you can see our cape's awfully wavy now. All you do, shading UVs, hit smooth on everything. Now look, we have a cape. You can clean up all these as well. Go back into sculpt mode if you want to clean them up. And then it will look better with a texture on it, of course. Maybe we went a little overboard with the sculpting. You can just undo anything you don't like. So we're going to do this again. And just go a little less intense with the wave. You can even apply the smooth surfaces first if you want to. And I just give it at the bottom as well. Maybe undo that. Just maybe here. Like so. You see it has a nice little wave to it. Alright, now we're going to go back into edit mode. We're going to select these. You can use C to select them like this. Now we're just going to rotate them a little bit. I would enable proportional editing, and that'll move all the axes around it as well. Or the vertices and edges, sorry. Just hit R to rotate. Just do some on the edge. Maybe even grab them right here. Like so. Now you just want the curve because capes wrap around your neck, right? Maybe grab some of these, drag them out a little bit. You can even create your curve this way as well. Now we'll bring the head back in and we'll try to fit it around the head in a moment. As well as it's still looking pretty flat, we're going to have to fix that. So let's just get this head over here. Alright. So let's make this cape bigger. Actually, let's just make the head smaller. Right here, and then we'll move the cape around it. Just like that. texture for paint. Yeah, I kind of prefer texture painting. I'll check it out though. That looks pretty cool. You could probably use that if you want. Probably should add a gold yellow button to make it look like it's not defying the laws of physics, of course. Yeah, we'll add something like right here. Is that what you mean? Yeah, let's just finish up with this shape first. I don't think I'm going to texture paint this one. We should probably make another hat. Let's do... Oops. I disabled proportional editing for a moment so I can get these just right where I need them. Just like that. Let's enable proportional editing again. And move it over. And then we're going to make the cape thicker because I forgot to do that earlier. Just like so. Then we're going to grab it down here. And we're going to go to projected. And we're just going to drag it out. We could have done this from the start, especially for the curves on our cape. But I didn't think to do that, so this is another way to add curves to your cape. Just grab a point and kind of drag it. Looking pretty cool so far. Drag it in, make more dramatic turns. Curves. I'm going to fix up here. It's kind of clipping into the head. Just pull that back a bit. Let's disable proportional editing and make this meat match up along here nicely. Just drag it down. Just like that. So now we have a nice, I actually think that looks really nice. Cape. If you want to lower your triangles, you can limit it, dissolve it. And we're going to hit E and extrude it and make it a little bit more bulk. Let's drag that in a little bit. Capes aren't that thick. And so we can check it out. That's a basic cape. They said to add buttons to it. Why not? Let's do it. We're going to create... Let's do Taurus. Just some rings. Let's bring them down. Let's rotate them 90 degrees. Oops. We forgot to specify the axis. Let's rotate them on the z-axis 90. Oh, on the y-axis 90 degrees. And then the x-axis 90 degrees. Oops. No. Z 90? No. There we go. Just like that. We're gonna make this smooth as well. Just go to edit mode and go to shading and UVs and select smooth on all those. Now we have a perfectly smooth ring. You can rotate that, make it accommodate your cape. Let's do like a, I don't even know, something like that. Let's rotate it like that. That's pretty cool. For here you could apply a mirror modifier if you'd like to, but I'm just gonna go ahead and rotate it, or duplicate and rotate it manually. A mirror modifier would just reflect it on the other side, but ain't nobody got time for that. This looks like earrings. Rotate. Okay, now let's make our cape accommodate the needs of these rings. Just enable proportional editing and drag it down, and everything else should fill to meet the rest. And move this up and over into your rings. And you can press S and scale it down if you'd like to, just to make it fit. Scale it down and move it over. You can scale it down a little bit more if you'd like to. Oops. Disable and scale it down once more. There we go. Let's check this out. We got the cape. We've got 2 rings that'll hold the cape. Let's just connect those rings to the same object. Or of course you can leave them without. It's up to you. Let's see here. We're going to press Ctrl J to join it all into the same mesh. And we're going to move it down a little bit. And that's basically how you'd make a cape. A little complex, but it's pretty nice, I believe. What do you guys want to see made next? Looks awesome. Thanks, guys. If you guys would like this cape mesh, I'll send it to you guys. You can try to texture it yourselves, texture paint it. Give it a nice texture, color. Bear, do you want to choose the next object that we make? Here, I'm going to save this real quick and then just let me know if you want me to send it to you. I saved it. Now we can make something else. Oops. Nice. Oops. Okay, cool. Let's make something else. Just let me know. A cool top hat? Do a top hat, okay. Roblox has some pretty nice top hats, but they're not very detailed. And then the ones that are detailed are kind of awkward. Do you want to see something like this? Can we do a top hat? And can I send you the mesh? Sure. Do you want to pick out which one we do? You can send me a picture on Discord and I'll make whatever it is you send me. I'll teach you guys the creative process for it. This is cool. I kind of like this like steampunk look to it. Pretty cool. I want to check out some user-generated content in the meantime. It'd be so neat to be a content creator. Yeah, I can make any of these really. These are so simple. What's this? That's kind of cool. Just let me know once you send one and we can get started on that. What's your favorite user-generated hat that's came out so far, guys? Yeah, this one looks like literally the same technique that we used for ours. Pretty cool. You sent me one? Cool, let's check it out. Oh, just a basic top hat, okay. First thing we're gonna do, we're gonna select all these. Oops, not. Alright, select your camera, your lamp, oops. And the block, hit X to delete. You're going to import your head mesh here. Control Alt Shift C, geometry to origin, and S to scale it up. Alright, this one's going to be fairly simple. We're going to go to create a circle, and we're going to give it about 15 vertices. You can change it right here. Scale it up, move it back, and I'd scale it down a little bit. You can go into edit mode and press F to fill, E to extrude, go to tools, insert face, and E to extrude. And there's a tiny top hat. You can hit A, S to scale it up, make it whatever size you want. You can also add more details or make it smooth. There we are. Very, very simple top hat. It's the easiest way to make one. Can I give you the mesh, or you can try to make it yourself? It's very, very simple. If we want to make it more detailed, we can. Let's go to Tools, Subdivide, and we're going to give it a few vertices we can work with. And we're going to enable proportional editing. From here, we're going to go into Sculpt mode, and we're just going to give it some cool sharp turns to it. Anything we do to this side will be reflected to the other side, as you can see here. So now we can really just manipulate, give it a curve to it if we want to. See what I mean? Looks like the Roblox top hat? Yes, it does. Whatever. If you want to see more detailed one, we can do that real quick. Create circle. We're going to give it about 25 subdivisions, or 25 vertices, sorry. S to scale it up, and go into edit mode, bring it out, scale it up. Just like this. Make sure it fits around the head. And we're just going to make it large. F to fill, E to extrude. And let's say that we want it to have a bevel. We're going to go out, we're going to extrude, we're going to go back in. Oops, we're going to disable proportional editing first, sorry. We're going to extrude, we're going to extrude again, and we're going to go in, like that. This is obviously large, so we're going to shrink it. And we're going to go S on the Z axis and shrink it even more. So now it has a nice curve to it. Okay. Next up, we're going to do a very similar thing to this top of it. And then we're going to make it curve out like the image you sent me. We're going to go to Tools, Insert Face, just like that. We're going to extrude, and we're going to start gradually curving it out, just like that. You can make it as big or as small as you want. Looking pretty good to me. Go to object mode, and you can check it out. Now at the very top, I think we're going to add a nice little bevel effect. We're going to go to E, and then just scale it in. And that should be the basic top hat. Very thick. Alright. Now if you want to, you can add a modifier called Subdivision Surface, and that'll just help things look a lot more detailed. And then of course go into Edit, and then shading UVs and set everything to smooth. And there you have a smooth top hat mesh. You can apply, go into Edit mode, and you can also press X and then limited dissolve, and that'll just clean up the mesh for you a little bit. That's a basic top hat. It's simple, but it looks good. Thanks for the feedback. There's that one. That one looks pretty nice. And then also I'll show you guys how to do the simple Roblox one. Create circle, S to scale out, edit mode, fill, press F to fill, E to extrude, go to tools, insert faces, and then E to extrude. And that's your very basic top hat. You can of course go to shading UVs and set everything to smooth. See, that's a very simple top hat. This is a more complex one. I can send you the Blender file if you'd like it. I'll save it right now. And you can just study the geometry if you'd like to. I'll send this your way. Alright, what do we want to see made next?
Finally doesn't smell like dead lizard in here.
Thanks, Mom. Make a Valk. Okay. We can try. I haven't made one of those before, so we'll have to check it out. Let's look at an actual one and not a Roblox one. It's pretty cool. We can just see the top part of that though. Okay, let's create a circle. We're gonna scale this up. Make sure it fits the head. You can always resize it later. Go into edit mode and delete all these because we do not need them. Maybe even this one. Delete about half the circle. X to delete the vertices. Alright, so we got about half of this. We're gonna press E to extrude and just drag it up. Just to give us some geometry to work with. E, then drag it out actually. Like that. And then we're just gonna go up, I guess. I'm just making this up as we go. Just up like that. Right. So we're gonna extrude it again and shrink it a little bit. And extrude it again and shrink it a little bit. And shrink it a little bit. Just so we have that curve effect at the front, like most of them have. And then from here, what I'm gonna do is make it not so curved. Select the faces and enable proportional editing and scale them out like so. Now this is probably not a great way to do this, but it's fine. We'll learn together. Actually, we can just select these faces here. Yeah. I just try to analyze the geometry and then replicate that. This music is kind of obnoxious. I'll change it. Okay. See here. I just want to get rid of these actually. Let's just go ahead and get rid of them. Let's just do this. This is kind of annoying. There's probably a better way to do this. Let me just think for a second. Yeah, let's get rid of the whole thing and start again. Oops. Let's get out of edit mode. And just delete the whole object. Alright, what's an easy way to do this? Let me think. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to use a plane. I'm going to rotate it 90 degrees on the Y and X, like that. Now I'm going to go into edit mode. Okay, we're going to subdivide. Yeah, welcome to modeling. You gotta like stop and think about it for a second. It is a little hard, but it's fine. Streaming for 3 hours now, Jesus. We're gonna make it longer. And we're just gonna start by wrapping it around the head. We're not gonna worry about details. We're not gonna worry about curvature. We're just gonna wrap it around the friggin' head. Just like that, see? We're gonna work on the basic geometry. Just like that, see? We got that shape. And we can go back and add the correct shapes later. Alright, let's subdivide a little more. And we can make it curve a little more. I like how I can make that complex, like 4,000 triangle cape, but you guys are like, make a valve. And I'm like, what? Okay, let's recalculate these. They're getting a little dark on me. And yeah, that should be good.
Ready,
Let's
Callie?
see.
Follow.
Where are you going?
Take Callie to altitude.
Okay. Box, select these.
Ooh,
Okay,
it is brutal.
I like that.
Like, I don't know if I can do this.
Do it.
Select all the sides. I'm in a terrible angle to be looking at the sides. Cool. Alright, now we're gonna wrap this around the head a little bit more. Just like that. Alright, I think we're in a good position to add a little more dimension. E to extrude. Build. Sculpt mode. And we're gonna drag it up a little bit. I should have replicated that on the other side too. Let's check it out, make sure it did. Yeah, it did.
Dead.
Dead eating.
Move it back
Dead, baby.
It's like John would have died.
and scale it along the X. Should be fine.
Bye, Natalie. Love you.
Bye, Callie.
Love you. Love you.
She can't hear you. She can, but she's being cool.
Okay, S to scale it in. Okay, let's think. I'm not gonna give up, I promise. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna import Robloxes and see how they did theirs. It always helps to just check out other people's stuff. Okay, let's go into edit mode and check out the geometry for this one. Let's see, control alt shift C. There we go. Oops, we forgot to do this. Oops. There we are. Okay, let's check out theirs. So it comes to a curve right here. And at the top, it's got like a triangle shape type thing. So we've got that. Do we have the curve on the side? We do not. So let's try to replicate that. Let's go into object mode and edit this. We need to select the point in the center. So like right here. And just pull it out. We should probably do a couple of these. And then that. And then once more. Like that. Now we should have that curve on the side like theirs does. And then theirs comes up quite a bit. So let's go into sculpt mode. And we're just gonna make ours. Push it up. Pull it up all the way. We're getting there. Slowly but surely. Recalculate. Set that smooth. And just check out what shape we're looking at right now. It's not too bad. We got a fix right here. Figuring out what's causing that. Oh, I see what's causing that. It kind of dents in a little bit. We just got to pull this middle one out a little bit, and that brown or that black look will go away. Like so. Of course, we can fix some of this topology right here. Let's disable proportional editing and select it on both sides and just pull it down a little bit. Just clean up some of this. And let's pull this one up. Just like that. Should be fine. Okay, let's see here. Theirs comes to a sharp point at the top. We need to replicate that. Select this face, enable proportional editing, and drag this bad boy up. Not too terrible. Still don't know why that's being kind of weird. I think we just need more subdivisions, honestly. Go to tools, go to subdivide. And now let's check it out. Not looking half as janky. Let's check out this. Subdivide. We can even add add a modifier, subdivision surface, and that'll help it look so much better. Still don't know what's up with this. Anybody got an idea? I think because it is sticking out so much, it's causing it to actually look weird. Starts to kind of normalize at that point. Let's try messing with these vertices. Maybe pulling in or out. Really don't know why that's like crumbling. But it should be fine. It actually looks like a valve. Yeah, we're getting there. It's kind of hard to replicate things that have already been made. I kind of like the creative freedom of making something new. Let's see here. We're gonna have to bring ours up quite a bit. This is actually looking like a mask, kind of. Anyways, bring that up a little bit. And we can start on that half circle and then little side thingies. I'm kind of getting bored of this one. She's making a Valk. Oh yeah. You live in Tennessee. I live in Tennessee. Well, I used to live in Tennessee. I was born in Tennessee. What's my girlfriend want? Whatever. I'll check on my phone. Looks like a paintball mask. Yeah, kind of. You see it too? Like if I were to move that back a little bit. When you accidentally create a mask. That's kind of cool looking actually. And that little dent looks like a mouth part. Okay, I'm kind of bored of this Valk. Very hard. I could probably pull it off. I just like lost motivation for it. What do you guys think? We work on something else and come back to this? Yeah, let's make something else. If y'all want to. Okay, let's make something else. Probably the last thing. Make hair? That's a challenge. I've never made hair before. We can actually texture paint this hair while we're at it too. Why not? Let's look up some hairstyles. I've never made hair before, so we're all gonna learn together. Let's do some male hair, just keep it short. We could do something like this. Like a full head of hair. Just like, sorry Adam, but we're gonna steal your haircut. A big afro? That's too easy, man. We're just gonna steal Adam Levine's hairstyle and try to replicate it. Y'all can make fun of this one because I already know it's probably not gonna be the greatest. Alright, let's go to create. Now I gotta think about how I'm gonna do this. Circle. our classic circle. And we're gonna start by making it the size of the head. Scale up. I think we're gonna have to approach this like we did the fur earlier and just make it like chunk by chunk, maybe. Or we can texture paint it. Okay, let's just check out a side perspective of the hair. The hair goes out and then down. So we're gonna have to try to replicate that. Let's go to edit mode. And let's view from the top. We're gonna have to select this one, all these. Let's just go see. So we're gonna have the peak of the hair. Oops. And then we're gonna have to drag the rest down. It's not gonna look great right now, but like that. And then let's do the same on the other side. And just drag it back a little bit. Back. And then we can scale it out. Just press S to scale. Actually, that just tells us that our mesh is too small. Okay. Now, let's see here. What are we going to do next? I don't know why this filled in edge, but we deleted it. Okay, let's think here. We're going to have to make this touch the head directly. So let's just scale these inward. Right, and then repeat here. Do we have proportional editing on? Yes, we do. You probably don't need it on right now. I'm just going piece by piece. This is like connect the dots. Let's go to disable. Oops. Trying to keep everything even. We could probably just do this all at once, or one by one, I mean. Just touch the head, I think, as close as you can. This is probably not the right way to approach it, but that's fine. You're basically gonna have to build it and then connect the dots type thing. And I'll show you what I mean by that in just a moment. This is a really ghetto way of doing it, but it's fine. Okay, then the hair comes up a little bit, you know, the whole shebang. Up and then out. Okay, let's think. This is so weird. Okay, so we're gonna have to create a bunch of faces to accommodate this. Let me think how I can do this. You can fill that one and extrude it and extrude it, scale it in, extrude it, scale it in, extrude it, scale it in. Just giving myself a lot of subdivisions to work with. Yeah, that doesn't look great, but we just need something to work with here, you know what I mean? So we're gonna go into object mode, and we're gonna have to model accordingly. We're gonna need lots of subdivisions for this, but we just needed something to work with at the very least. Just hear me out, guys, hear me out. Let's get rid of this head for a second because it's clipping through our hair. Let's see here, let's select all these. Those 6, and then repeat on the other side. Just like this. Okay, wait. Now we're gonna have to scale it out. Just press. Wait, we could just do this. We could just do this. Hear me out, hear me out. Just grab this, and then Alt right click. Now, let's hope it did it for the other side too. No. Okay, here, Alt right click. And then just select this side as well. Oops. Okay. Now we should, see how it dents in, like real weird? We should just be able to scale that back out. Okay, that's fine. Listen, I've never made hair before. I'm literally making this up as I go. Okay. It's a start, it's a start. Let's go to these. Oops. Drag that up a bit. Alright. Let's go select everything and we're going to recalculate. Like that. This is looking like the bowl cut from Dumb and Dumber. Okay. Okay, let's see here. This is okay. I just had. How do we do this? Like this. Oops. Let's just try something like this. What if we did this actually? I got an idea. We'll create a cone. And we're gonna go to create. Or we're gonna go to tools. And we're gonna go to edit mode. Sorry. And we're gonna subdivide it a bunch of times, right? We're gonna go to scaled up. We're going to proportional editing, enable it. And we're just gonna grab a point and just kind of give it like a curve, if you know what I mean. You can go to select a edge and alt right click. Or not. It's not wanting to cooperate. We did way too many subdivisions. You really don't need that many. But I just found out a good way to do this. Okay. You just got to think creatively. That's the hardest part, is figuring out ways to do stuff like this. And you say like, we could pick something easier, but I don't really want to. Like, I want to work through these problems and kind of figure out some cool techniques as we go. So let's just subdivide this and I'll teach you guys what I just thought of. Alt right click. Oh, you have to use this, I think. Alt right click. It's not letting me, whatever. We're gonna use C. Oh, first we gotta move it away from this head. Select, oops, kind of hard. Real annoying. Okay, let's do it this way. Just gotta select everything along here, right? A lot of people use like sculpting to do this, to create hair. But even then, you're gonna need a base for the hair. And so we're just gonna try to get that done first. Okay, we're gonna turn that like that. Like, give it a curve. Maybe subdivide it a little more. If you wanna select the face, you can even drag it down a little bit, and we're gonna rotate it. Oops, rotate it. Negative 45, sure. And you could just do like I think in theory you could just keep, oops, go into sculpt mode, and you could like style it however you want it, right? And it all comes to a point anyways because it's a cone. So in theory, you could keep duplicating it. First, let's go to let's not do that. Let's go to edit mode, and then smooth out all these. Right. So in theory, I could just keep duplicating this, rotating it accordingly. It'd probably be best if I did it all within one mesh. Shift D to duplicate. Shift D to duplicate. Shift D. There we go. And rotate it. Let's disable proportional editing. Rotate it. And then we're going to go into sculpt mode and we're going to style the hair as we prefer. Duplicate. The first way we did that was kind of ghetto. It's kind of easier to just rotate like this. We're just trying to do chunk by chunk type thing. There's going to be hella triangles on this, but we're going to limited dissolve them, so it's fine. Just move that down. Okay, so check this out. Let's rotate it and rotate it a little more. All right, now let's go into sculpt mode, and we're just gonna. Let's undo that. Oops, a little too extra. Let's go into sculpt mode, and we're going to use the grab tool. Turn the strength up a little bit and just trying to style it however we prefer. Just keep in mind the subdivisions are going to be a little bit ugly first. You kind of like grab it, pull it up. See what I mean? You can do one big swoop if you wanted to. You can rotate it. Move it in. Sort of like that. Edit mode. You can enable proportional editing and just like drag some things up if you'd like. We can also select these vertices at the top and kind of style them more together, like so. As well as disable proportional editing to kind of get the I think we might have duplicated somewhere because this should not be producing to whatever. It's kind of convenient though. You can always go and remove doubles afterwards. Let's see here. Let's drag some things out. Just give it some strands sticking out. Object mode. You see it's kind of coming along. We're gonna hit W. Oops, we're gonna go into edit mode. We're gonna select all, hit W, and remove doubles. It removed 3,000 vertices, so that's great. Okay, the swoosh type thing's kind of coming along. You have to improve that hairline somehow. The hairline of this hair is good. Oh man. We're gonna have to make it swoosh come up from the side as well. back to work. So this kind of works. We can duplicate it. Like this. Kind of some crazy hair. Go into edit mode and change it. Problem is that it's not very convenient. This is like a really janky way to do it. It's like clipping into the head. It should never have to do that. I'm just making it up. Duplicate. Yeah, I'll have to look into the right way to do this. But that's like a basic ghetto Natalie way of doing it. Anyways, it's a cute hairstyle. Okay, hear me out. It's not that bad. Looks just alike. After the stream, can you take a picture of your dog? Okay. I will save this. Oops, I mean save as. Alright. I think I'm done. Unless you guys want to see one more thing made. Any last requests? Build a Tesla. I've actually made a car model in the past. I think I've sent it to... let me think of the easiest way to find it. Oh, somebody put it in Don't Be This one time. Let me check. In Don't Be This has image. Okay. Let's just look for it real quick. Here it is. See, I can model cars. I've made one like a while ago. Yeah, cars are pretty fun. They do take a lot of time. Cool. Well, I think that's all I'm going to do today. Thanks for watching. If you watched the whole thing, I hope you all learned something, or at least found this mildly entertaining. I'm leaving the stream up on my channel if you want to check it out and try to learn from it later. And I'll put the meshes. You can download everything that I worked on today. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. And yeah, peace out, guys.